Well, good Monday morning to everybody. It's great to have you with us. This is your Monday Sonder Social. I'm Jennifer Krippner. I'm dialing in from Minnesota. It's so great to see all of you here this morning. Looks like we have a few new people, but lots of regular Monday morning social Sonder Social members. So great to have you here. Thanks for spending some of your morning to set up this week, the third week of Minnesota. Sorry, just read somebody's morning from Minnesota also. Great. So great to have you with us for the third Monday of June. Can you believe it? The third Monday of June already. I do not know where it's where this month is going. Thank you also for sharing where you're dialing in from and something that you're looking forward to this week. I love that we start out each weekly setup with something that we're looking forward to. Looking forward to is a positive emotion of hope. And I'll talk a little bit more about positive emotions as we're talking about the theme of thrive and thriving and what that helps us with. And so in the house today, we have Jennifer Ogilvy from Texas. I'd like her to welcome in the chat today and on screen with me. Say good morning.
Good morning, Sonder. I said the Monday Fun Day group. So welcome. You've got Team Jennifer. Let me know if you need anything in the chat.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen. It's so great that you have Team Jennifer on Monday mornings. We love to spend our Mondays with you. So again, let us know in the chat where you're dialing in from, something that you're looking forward to this Monday, this week. And if you're in the chat and you're sharing, please make sure that you set your chat to everybody or everyone so that we can all see and respond to your messages. So great to have you with us. So we're excited to get started. Let's begin by just reviewing our community guidelines. You can see them here on our screen. They're also on the website if you want to read a little bit more, silkandsonder.com. Jennifer and I do not work directly for Silk and Sonder. So if you have any questions about your products or subscription, you can email them directly at hello@silkandsonder.com. But just remember here, we are really here to elevate your emotional health through the power of community. And that's what's so great about being here together, is really just helping build community and work through the chat and share ideas and share community and help elevate our emotions, our well-being, and just not only for ourselves, but for each other. So we really want to be respectful in the chat this morning. And so I'm so excited about this month's theme of Thrive, or what it's like to be thriving with ourselves, with each other, with our community, and not only our Silk and Sonder community, but with our families and friends. And so I am really grateful that we are here together. And if you've known me or been with me on any of our Sonder socials, I really love to talk about positive emotions and how they help us thrive. And so I talked a little bit about hope, and hope really is an emotion, positive emotion that helps us get to that state of thriving. And each week we start out with something that we look forward to. And so looking forward is something that really helps us with that positive emotion of hope. And hope really helps us elevate our state of thriving. So I love that we start our week off thinking about that. All right, so our agenda for this week, we are going to work on our mind map, and that is with week 3. We will also reflect back on this last week, so looking at our rosebud and thorn, and I'll walk you through that. And then we'll start with our weekly setup pages. All right, so let's get started. So Jennifer in the chat will help us as well with these mind map prompts. But as you know, with Thrive, we're going to really think about what does it mean to thrive? Ongoing growth, both inside and outward. It could be physically, mentally, socially, or all of them. And you get to choose. That's what's so great about Silk and Sonder. It's a new week. It's always a new month. We get to turn the page and start over. And so, and as always, your journey. And so you get to choose. There's no right or wrong. And so it can be something, thriving can be something specific about your life, about your career. It can really encompass, thriving can encompass everything. It can also be a combination of happiness, accomplishments, learning. We can look at different areas over our lives. We will look at different areas over our lives over these next 4 weekends and 4 weeks. And so I'll just go back over the first, in case this is your first mind map. Our first week was about well-being. Last week was about growth. And so, ta-da, our third week is about connection. And I love this thought about connection. And, we are social creatures. We really like to think about relationships, and thriving involves nurturing those relationships, either with loved ones. I always like to say with ourselves first, having a sense of belonging to a community such as Silk and Sonder or a broader community. And it does help feel supported. So it also could mean spending time with family, friends, volunteering, joining a club. And so I'm going to give you a little bit more specific prompt. So we'd like you to think about turning maybe to a notes page. You could use the scratch pad for this third week. If you want to do it that way, you could just use a sticky note. Or you can see this example from one of our Sonder member FAMs on a notes page. And that's how they wrote their mind map out from a design perspective, if you want to see that. So here's the week 3 prompt. How might you create connections to support a spirit of thriving? Here are some further deeper dives if you want to narrow it down. How might you embrace connecting today? Maybe you want to reflect on how you might connect in a new way. Maybe you do a really good job at connecting, but what's a new way that you could connect? Could you connect with a loved one this week? A new friend, maybe through Silk and Sonder. Maybe you could find a Silk and Sonder friend on the Sonder Club app. Or perhaps find a volunteer opportunity that you've been wanting to do. Or perhaps you want to look inward. Maybe you want to connect with yourself this week by finding an affirmation or a verse or a quote to support your own journey of thriving. Somebody I think said in the chat in the beginning, they're really looking forward to reading a lot this week. Maybe that's your way of connecting, is through books. So what can we learn about ourselves this week as we ponder what it feels like to connect with ourselves and others in our thoughts and our actions and our words? So here's some ideas that you could journal about this prompt in this third week of June. I am going to play a song. I'm going to go off camera, and then I will look forward to hearing in the chat what you are going to be creating connections with to support thriving. I'll be back here shortly. All right, welcome back. Thank you so much for sharing in the chat. I love this theme of connection and how it connects to thriving. And some of your great examples included, I wrote them down, having lunch with some really good friends, I heard. Looks like you found another divorced mom in your neighborhood, so you're going to go to the playground and with your kids. Volunteering at a thrift store, I love that idea. Buying a new game and playing with your mom and brother, volunteering at a kids camp, having a yard sale to get to meet some new people, spending some time with your husband to hopefully get to a new relationship level. And I love this too, practicing Reiki with yourself. So again, this doesn't have to be with others. You can really have some intentional time with yourself. Um, and there's lots of other good examples of that as well. And I think Jennifer Ogilvy said, just even eye contact with somebody that you're passing by and having that sense of connection with a stranger can be very meaningful to other people as well. So thank you for sharing. We're going to continue this theme of connection and its connect to thriving as we go on throughout the rest of our time together today as we continue to set up our journal. So let's move to the next section, which is the rosebud and thorn. So let's turn to page 44, and that's where we will find on this past week, our rosebud and thorn. And a rose is really looking back over the past week to find something that was a highlight, something that went well, something that we want to celebrate. And a bud is like an emerging opportunity, something that could turn into a rose. And then a thorn is a challenge, something that maybe didn't go well, something that maybe you didn't maybe particularly like that happened. And so a pain point. And so I'll just share mine, and then I'll give you a little bit of time to reflect on this past week before we plan ahead for the next week. I have two grandsons. One is 10 months old and one is almost 6 months. And so I got to spend time with Weston. He's almost 6 months old. He spent time with us this whole weekend. And so I got to snuggle him and play with him and watch all the new things that he's learning to do. And then my emerging opportunity is I have a pretty light schedule this week. And I'm really excited about that. I travel for work and I don't have to travel this week. And so I'm really looking forward to being planful and productive and just having maybe a little bit of downtime. Although if you live in Minnesota, which I think there's several of you on, it looks like a pretty warm and rainy week. So maybe not a lot of outside time. And then a challenge is my youngest son, who's 28, had to get stitches in his forehead. And so that was kind of a big bummer and felt really bad for him. Nobody likes to get stitches above their eyebrow. And so that was a pretty big bummer that he had to deal with that. I always feel bad when one of my kids is hurt. So with that, I'm going to play a quick song, let you fill out your rosebud and thorn, reflect on this past week, and then please share in the chat, one or all, and we will be back here in a little bit. Thanks. All right, welcome back. Isn't it great to reflect on this past week? I think it's, like I said, I cannot believe we're at the beginning of the third week of June already, but congratulations, Christina, for celebrating your 23rd wedding anniversary. That's amazing. And Crystal says, your morning yoga tea bag says we all want to be understood, to be acknowledged, and to be loved. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Katie, it says your team was awarded a 1.1 million grant for a school priority. That's exciting. Congratulations. Gloria, you went and saw the most beautiful poppy wildflower field this week with your husband. It was breathtaking. Congratulations. So just taking the time to do that, one, is amazing, and how much thriving I'm sure that is putting into your bucket. Sarah's going to the Cheesecake Factory for Father's Day with your dad. That's awesome. And Bonsai, your husband bought you a couple of new plants, playing a video game together. So lots of good roses in there. I know there's lots of challenges that we're all facing as well, and opportunities with our buds, but big hugs, lots of prayers and thoughts to things that we're all going through. And that's what I just love about this community, is that how supportive we are of one another, and this big circle of wonderful people that we can count on to be there for us throughout the country. And so just know that you're cared for, and we've got each other, and we're lifting each other up. So as we think about that, I'd like you to turn to page 48 in your weekly planner. I'm asking you to skip ahead just a little bit, because I want us to think about, and that's this spread right here. You can see it's your starts with June 17th. I'd like us to think about how we can really set an intention this week about how we can incorporate those connections that we brainstormed about during the mind map. Let's actually set an intention this week somewhere in this spread about how we can put some pen to paper about how we can connect, or how we're going to journal about how we actually embrace that opportunity to connect this week. So page 48, 49, or 50, somewhere in there, maybe it's your scratch pad, maybe it's the one thing box, maybe you just want to make a little box somewhere where you can think about or journal about where you're going to connect this week, or who you're going to connect with, or where you're going to do that activity from your mind map in your weekly spread. And maybe you have a really fun idea about how you're going to volunteer, or what you're going to accomplish with that connection that you have in your mind map. So maybe you want to flip back to your mind map. What did you write down for your mind map prompt? And now let's pencil it in for the week. Like, let's make the plan about how we might do that. Is there somebody, maybe it's Tuesday or maybe it's Friday, that you're going to call, or you're going to write, or you're going to make a date with, or where you're going to volunteer at? So let's think about where we might do that and how we might do that. Here's just some examples of different layouts, not necessarily about the connection piece, but and maybe this is just time that you want to spend on how you will set up your week on these 2 pages. So I am going to play a song, and I will I'm going to let you give you some time to fill out these 2 pages. I'll be back here. All right, thank you for taking time to think about your week ahead and how you might embrace connection. And I love, I think somebody talked about putting it in your one thing box and different ways that you might connect or affirmations. So thank you for taking time to do that. All right, let's move back a couple pages to page 46. And let's think about, how do we want to feel this week? You just share in the chat how you want to feel. What are different feelings that come up for you and how you want to feel? And then we will pair that with your goals for the week. And so I want to love that, Nicole. Less pressure and more peace. Peaceful, connected. Karen, thanks for making that connection to our mind map. I want to share a couple examples for you. And here's one: I want to feel comforted, less guilt, more love. For healing, so give myself grace for doing less, healing, rest, no guilt, find the silver lining. And then here's another example, and I'll go back and share these as well. But embrace my true self. That's how this person wants to feel. And then notice in the goals how she goes, embrace flows into the goals. So embrace from how I want to feel. And then her goals are categorized by mind, body, and soul. And then her to-dos support her goals. And so we'll dive deep into that a little bit more, but here's a few more ways people want to feel. So on the left-hand side, you can see the person wants to feel beautiful, adventurous, renewed, special, free, celebrated. So you can use more than one word. You could use stickers. I want to feel fun in the sun. Content. So then a letter from each of the word content. I want to feel more of or less of. They have a different word for each day of the week. So Monday, rested, Tuesday, rested and prepared, Wednesday, relaxed. Celebrate in the middle. I want to feel good. I want to feel calm. And so those are great examples. And then let's pair that with, how can we support how we want to feel, right, with the goals for the week. So if I want to feel calm, perhaps I'm going to do yoga every day, or I'm going to finish and file all my paperwork, or I'm going to celebrate my birthday purposefully. So those goals are really going to support my feeling of calm. Or if I want to feel good, I'm going to use 3 different categories. So work, or home, or self. Those 3 areas, how can I actually feel good about those 3 areas? And so I'm going to really connect my goals for the week in ways that will support the feeling that I want to accomplish. And then here's just another idea. In the bottom, if we really want to focus on connection, here's a social check-in. So you could repurpose your goal area to a connection area. And so Monday, Tuesday, all the way through the week, different people you want to have connections with, and then you can text, call, or face-to-face time, and just have a little box there. Or if you totally want to repurpose this space, you could repurpose how I want to feel to screen time tracker, and then your goals to weekly expenses. And then here's a bullet list of other ways people have figured out how to repurpose their space. And so different movies they want to watch or reading, things to get excited about, summer songs, recipes, or bingo boards. And so I'm going to play a song and let you fill out how you want to feel and your goals for the week. And I'll be back here just in a little bit. All right, welcome back. Some great ideas here. And I think it's good. I also love consistency. So how I want to feel is typically the same thing for the month. And then I like to support my goals as well to keep that feeling in line. I think though this week I might shake it up a little bit with the connection piece and finding ways, since I'll have a little bit more of a calm week, to build those connections in and have greater touch points. So I think I'm going to shake it up that way a little bit more. So let's shift our focus over to the left side of the page and let's look at our to-dos. And so I have an example here. There's a sticker, self-care bingo. So this person is sick this week, so they're combining their sick a sick bingo, like let's take a long hot shower and wash our bedding and take a nap and make some soup and drink some tea, replace our toothbrush. So lots of things to take care of their self, binge some TV, like, comfort time. And then they're using their habit and activity for sick day time for themselves. And so let's look at some other ideas for your to-dos and your habit and activities as well. So lots of different ways to categorize your to-dos. You can just literally make a bullet list if that's just easy for you. You could do something that's, up on the top left side that says now and later. Work and home. Need and want. Those are fun things to do. You could do something that's to do on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side is ta-da. So what did we accomplish? So you can move it over, check it off. How about AM and PM? Something that you do in the morning and the afternoon or the evening. I think maybe now that we're into summer, most people aren't in school, but there are still people that are in school, but school and personal. Let's look at a few more ideas. How about a to-be list? I know some of us really want to be present and be grounded, and think about how we show up for ourselves and for one another. And so here's a to-be list instead of a to-do list. So be grounded, compassionate, reflective, be present, be positive, be powerful. So you could change it that way. Perhaps we have a ton of stuff we need to get done this week and we're not sure where to start. This is an Eisenhower matrix, and it really helps us figure out what's important and urgent, what's not urgent, and just a really great way to think about how to prioritize. And I'll come back to this so you can digest it a little bit more when I play a song. And then here's some great ideas for our weekly habit activity and tracker. And I also put on here that social check-in again over on the right-hand side. Maybe you want to repurpose your habit tracker this week to tracking connections. But other ideas you can track. You don't have to use every single line. I typically track like 3 things just so that I know I can be successful at it. You can track things like daily habits, like brushing your teeth and washing your face, taking a shower, or you can do big things like mindfulness and meditation, job searching, writing book. You can do it by minutes, how many times you do it a day. Lots of different ideas on this page, and it's like Crystal says, small wins are encouraging. So that's why I do 3 things on I do not fill out everything, single line. So I know that I can accomplish a lot of things. So I'm going to give you some time to fill out your to-do list and also your habit and activity tracker. So I will scroll through these examples, and also please share in the chat what comes up for you. So many great ideas, and I love Megan. Thanks for sharing that you're going to add filling in the currently page on your to-do list this week. I think a lot of times we maybe just skip from last week to this week, and we forget to fill out that current what you're currently loving this month. So thanks for that tip. And then I think we're gonna just move right on over to the meal plan page and Mind Body Health shopping list, and I am loving. So let's focus on some really great ideas. I love this new idea from this weekend. They're prioritizing me this week. So they're repurposing their meal plan to more and less and different quotes. And I love just this different approach to it. So more positive social media, less negative self-talk. And then a quote to support that, more faith and prayer, less worrying and ruminating, and so on. So that's just a cool, different way to think about how you're using your meal plan. Perhaps you use your meal plan for planning meals. I use it for tracking my meals. I get migraines, so I track my migraine symptoms on the symptom or mood tracker. Actually, I use it as a symptom tracker on page 10. So I actually track my food and water and beverage intake that way. On the right-hand side, you can see lots of different ways to track or to repurpose your meal plan. Holiday activities, affirmations, outfits, appointment trackers, celebrations, decluttering, cleaning, planting schedules, so many different ways to think about that. So let's look at some examples. Here on the top left, cleaning. I love that. So each day of the week, you can tackle a room or an area. On the bottom left, it's a clothing tracker here. So what are you going to wear? Perhaps what are you going to donate? In the middle here, victory inventory. So how are you, what's your mindset this week? And where are you going to be with that? Are you tracking your protein and your produce? So I love that. So really being concentrated with your meal plan. Here again, maybe you're going to use your meal plan for your connections. You can see my repeat of this little social check-in prompt throughout this Sonder Social today. But maybe here's where you want to do your connection tracker in your meal plan this week. The bottom middle one is just a weekly overview. What are the activities you have going on each week? It's a daily snapshot. And the bottom right one are daily adventures. And who doesn't love to think about adventures? So maybe this week you need an adventure list and more fun and play in your life. So you could track it that way. So let's see how we're doing on time. Let's keep going here, and then I'll give you some time to work on this along with Mind Body Health Plan. So here's some ideas for Mind Body Health Plan. I love this, just simple, tidy, and sleep. Let's think about how we're going to manage that this week. Some options for a workout, and then you just get to choose. And I love this category here as well, mind, body, health. You do 3 columns, and you do 1 for each day, and then a reset on the weekend. On the right-hand side, something for each day, and I love that as well. And then the 7 types of rest here in the bottom left. So you choose one of them, and then you give a prompt on what you're going to do each day. And the 7 types of rest are listed on the right-hand side. I think that is awesome as well. Let's look at the next page and see some shopping list ideas. So just different ways. Again, you'll see here the social check-in. Maybe you'll use your shopping list for that social connection time, or you'll use it for actually a shopping list. That's how I use it. I love to write down the things that happen in my mind throughout the day. For things that I need to get at the store. Kelly changed her shopping list to the not to-do list. I love that. That's awesome. I won't worry what others think or feel guilty for resting or say things about myself that I wouldn't say to my friend. That's so powerful. Thank you for that. I love the yay me or the birthday week bingo, a calmness scale. So many great ideas here. And then I am loving, and this week I'm loving our Silk and Sonder community and connections. And so with that, I'm going to play one more song. We got a few minutes so you can work on this, and I will be back here as I share the end um, prompts with you, and see you in a few minutes. Thank you again for sharing in the chat. It's hard to believe we're coming up to a close of our time together. It's been actually so wonderful, and I appreciate all of you and your kindness in the chat and support of one another. It's just been absolutely, truly amazing. We also love that you share your pages in Sonder Club if you can, and are willing to share your setup pages. We get a lot of inspiration from all of you. Here are some of the songs that I shared today. And then again, Jennifer Ogilvy is going to share in the chat how you may refer a friend, get $10, give $10. If you're not an annual member and you want to upgrade to an annual member subscription, you can save. And then we also love to hear what you think about these Sonder Socials, how we might improve, what you love about it. And then if you want to rewatch today's or other Sonder Socials, you can get this private YouTube link in the chat. And just know that the YouTube video does not have the chat in it. It's just the recording of your facilitator and the slides. And so that is all that we have for you today. You're going to see Jennifer Ogilvy on Thursday night if you've signed up for the exclusive midsummer check-in. And otherwise, we wish you a cool week. I know it's going to be a really steamy week, rainy week, weather-wise. So please be safe. Check on your neighbors. Make those connections if you feel comfortable to do so. Otherwise, our wish for you is that you stay well, you be well, and you stay connected. All right. Take care, everybody.
With the choice and you have to choose, I hope you choose the one that means the most to you. And if one door opens to another door closed, I hope you keep on walking till you find the window. If it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, more than anything, my wish for you that this life becomes all that you want it to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. I hope you never look back, but you never forget all the ones who love you in the place you left. I hope you always forgive and you never regret, and you help somebody every chance you get. Oh, you find God's grace in every mistake and always give more than you take. But more than anything, yeah, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. You